Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage. So we are still working on the race truck. As you can see, it is dark outside, so we're not going to be able to take the truck out for a proper test drive, even though we are ready for that. We now have the front drive shaft installed. Most of our holes are filled in the dash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the cowl, and for the time being, just to make things easy, I'm just going to put some duct tape over the holes where this wiring comes through on the inside of the cowl, just so we're not getting any exhaust fumes into the cab of the truck. I will also finish this hole here, put my little patch panel in on it, and we'll get that all squared away, maybe clean things up. I did blow a hole here. I don't remember if I said anything to you guys, but we're just going to leave that. That should be fine for now. Really, we're just leaving this until we have access to the engine compartment so we can do a thorough job, do it right, and just make everything look like one piece. Hell, we might even cut it out and put just one solid piece in there. I don't know. We'll take care of that, make sure that job's done. Then we'll move on to cutting some more weight from the truck. So you might be wondering, where are we cutting weight from? What still has, to be modified? The bed's gutted, all that. Now we're gonna start getting into a lot of the smaller stuff. Definitely like our glass and all that is a lot of weight. We're not going to mess with that right now because that is something that could keep us from running at the track. As I had stated before, we're just going to mess with stuff that if we don't complete the job, 100%, and we get an opportunity to take the truck out, we can still do that. So tonight we're going to focus on this passenger door for one. We're going to get this door panel off, see what all we can cut out of it. Now, we're not going to go to the point of getting rid of the window regulator and the glass because I don't have any plexiglass, and once again, no window, probably won't let you run at the track. So we'll just see kind of what we can get into. We might not be able to get to too much with the glass still in as far as like sheet metal and all that. But if you look, these doors are pretty heavy, and honestly, you might think, oh, it's a standard cab truck, they're the same doors as on like Caitlin. That's incorrect. These doors are much longer. They seem like they're 4 foot wide, or long I should say. Actually, might as well measure them, right? So kind of holding my ruler up to Caitlin's door, the door on this looks to be about 43.5 inches. So the race truck is 54 inches. It is actually a full 10 inches longer than the quad cab truck Caitlin, which if you didn't look at it or realize, you'd never think about. Honestly, 10 inches just seems like a lot more than I even thought it was going to be. But yeah, so we have that additional weight. Why they go through the trouble of putting longer doors, I guess it's just to get more room in there. I don't know, but that's the case. I would think it'd be easier to manufacture all the same size and just make the cutout of the cab bigger. I don't know, but anyhow, we're gonna get to working on that and see how far we get. And then there's other places we can cut weight, like where the speakers are in the back of the truck. Right here on the passenger side, we can get rid of that seat belt. We will leave the driver's one for now until we get a cage or a roll bar in here and get a 5-point harness. That's gonna have to stay, so we won't modify the driver's side. But here on the passenger side, as you can see, it is a double. Actually, if you look down in there, it's like a triple wall. So we can at least cut this inner wall out. I don't know how far up we're going to go. If maybe we'll go all the way up here. I haven't decided that yet. But we can at least cut some of that sheet metal out. A little bit more weight savings. Weight savings wise, with doing this process, how we're doing it, it's every ounce counts. So it's going to be minimal weight reduction at best, but all those little pieces will add up to a lot in the end. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. Let's get to it and cut some more weight. So I got the door panel off, got the inner door panel off, if you will. Now I completely overlooked the fact that I've actually never taken a door panel apart that was not power windows. So I was expecting like the whole window regulator with the gears and all that. Definitely was not expecting the cable setup that you have with the manual windows. Definitely an oversight on my part, but for what we're doing with the truck, doesn't really matter. If this was something we were concerned about, I'd probably be a little irritated right now. So anyhow, I got everything out of the door. The glass is just being held in with some duct tape right now. I had to sit here and stare at it for a while, trying to figure out how we were going to go about securing the glass until we eventually move to a plexiglass or whatever. So what I came up with was actually taking the window brackets off the channels that the bracket actually slides up that holds the window. So I just have it zip screwed on here. It's actually pretty sturdy, so that's good. But what we're going to do is take our modified channel or bracket or whatever, put it on the plastic as it was, and then what I'm going to do is actually pick up on it so I get the window nice and firm in there, and I'm going to tack it on this support piece on the door. I'll actually cut this bottom piece off and put, we'll be able to get 4 half-inch tacks or so on there, and we'll use that to support the window for now. I know it's not ideal, but it's kind of where we're at. Like I said, this was not what I was expecting. I was expecting like the geared window regulator where it could just take everything off and have that up, and just, if I had to leave the motor or just tack the bracketry, I could. But that's not what our manual windows, that's not how they operate. So that's where we're at. That's what we got to deal with. But like always, we're gonna soldier on, push through, and get this done. And there's our newly gutted door. So our little brackets worked out well. They are now what is supporting the glass up here. I also made a little handle. Our lock thing is a lock indicator, I guess, still there. So that all works. If I hop in the truck, and there you go, you can get out. Now you might be wondering why the handle and all that. I'm thinking when we do get done the truck, I might put an aluminum seat here on the passenger side too. Maybe we get some reaction videos or whatever and just take some people out. And I know there might be a track here and there where maybe you could take people out on a pass. I don't know. Just an idea, but I just was looking at it and I said, oh, I can make that work. And so we have our latch. I got our lock. Shuts nice and firm. The door definitely seems to feel lighter, even though really we didn't lose that much weight. Maybe it's just a placebo effect on my part, but it all adds up in the end. So we got all this stuff out. It's actually a little further than I was planning on taking the door. Tonight I was just going to get the innards out, and like I said, I screwed up. I was thinking of an electric window with the regulator and all that. And I figured, hey, I'll just tack weld the gears on it, and that way I can pull the motor out, and just completely not thinking of the fact that it's roll-up windows and there's a cable system. But we hit that roadblock, we found a way around it, we solved the problem, and now we have a completely gutted passenger side door. We're just going to keep cutting things up, you know, something like that. We got that job done, we're good to go. If something comes up, we can still go use the truck, whatever. But yeah, so we're just going to keep hacking and cutting until we can get this thing to make a pass. And honestly, I don't know when that's going to be. I'd rather sooner than later, but who knows. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll check you guys on the next one. Get out in your garage, get to cutting your truck up.